I got a WhatsApp from a guy called Greg Glebe. So early in Journey was on fire. Myself, Alison, JB Decky, they're all here today. The original band, we were all making improvements. The energy was good. We were all excited. We were putting videos on YouTube. We were kind of starting to do tours. Everything was rocking and rolling, going really good. And Greg Glebe sent me a message and he said, Ryan, do you realize you're in the lean honeymoon period? And the energy is going to fade off. And looking back, I think he was actually right. Because there is a period in the first year and a half, up to I think 2 years, which is a lean honeymoon, where we're all excited. We're getting to figure out lean. There's a lot of energy around the place. And after that, that's where the real work starts. So the leaders on the stage, Pablo, Paul, and Norm, have all been past the lean honeymoon period. So the discussion we're going to have today is how to sustain your lean journey after the honeymoon. So how many people, before we start, have been doing lean for under 2 years? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A good few, okay. So you're still in the honeymoon period. And you're going to learn a lot from these 3 guys today. So welcome, everybody. So we'll start off with Norm. Do you want to let us know how many years you've been doing 2-second lean?
Yep. I've been doing it for 6 years.
6 years?
Yeah.
And what would you say, Norm, to the 6 or 7 companies here that are still in that honeymoon period?
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing that worked really well for me, and it was just by fluke that we did it. I wasn't smart enough to actually know it at the time, but we had heard other people say it, that your results, ideal results, are preceded by ideal behaviors. And so we just encouraged, and I heard Jack say it today, we encourage the smallest things. You're putting your name on a pen, painting a mark on the wall, just the smallest little behaviors, because what we were doing is we were trying to seed just good behaviors into the culture, and that worked really well.
Brilliant. Yeah. So Paul, how many years have you been doing 2-second lean?
We first came across it in 2020, so it's 4 years, but we struggled for 2 years. We didn't really make any progress for 2 years. I think it wasn't until we started visiting Seek Matters that we started to make progress. So we tried to go it alone, I think, at the start. And we were interrupted by COVID 2020 and 2021, so it wasn't plain sailing anyway. I think getting over the honeymoon period for us, or the most impactful thing that we've done, was starting to invite other companies in to visit us, to start the whole tours.
Yeah.
So that got us from like here straight up to here.
Yeah.
It was the most powerful training and development tool that we had.
It's a fast track, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Why? It's like the saying that if you want to make sure your house is clean, invite people over to visit. It just raises the bar. You have other people, just other people coming in to walk around the business. And it just raises the bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really good. It's really good. It's really good for your own employees. It's really good for everyone working there. Why? It's probably the ultimate recognition that your staff can get. To have other companies coming in, and I can go and tell everybody that they're great. They may not believe me. If that makes sense. But if you have the MD or the CEO of another company standing in front of our staff asking them questions, the very fact that they're asking questions is recognition in itself. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you. Pablo, how many years doing lean?
We've been doing lean for 3 years and a half and non-stop. And I said this non-stop because our country was, in the past 3 years, a very difficult place to run a business, super difficult. Last year, for making an example, the inflation rate was 247% in only 1 year. So, and also with many restrictions, because we had a really lousy or horrible, we can say, government, and we didn't get to import things. For example, you get a machine broken, you need the spare part, you don't have it, and you're not going to have it, so you have to improve things way ahead. Machines don't have to break, and if they break, you have to have 3 solutions, just like Mr. Memura told us in the last summit in our lunch. Remember the crane on the top of the building, and if it breaks, what you do? Solution A, B, and C. So we have that right now. The situation changed. Paul is aware of this. We talk a lot about it. And even though with this super tough condition, super tough environment, we grow a lot. I started in with 1 company, now I have 3 companies. So we passed for 12 people to 26 people, and well, many other things.
Yeah. So in terms of that lean honeymoon period of about 2 years, what one thing do you think kept you going through that? If there was one thing, what do you think that is?
Developing people.
Developing people. Yeah.
Just so hard that they, like JB, leave the company and start their own business.
Yeah.
We talked about this, Paul, 3 months ago in a Lean Summit, in an AME tour. And yeah, we're focusing even with the food that we give in our company.
Yeah.
On every detail that we develop a healthy person, we are working super, super hard on it. Yeah.
Very good. So as much as it's good to focus on what advice or what good things everybody's done, I think it's good to be open about what one thing you done that you wouldn't do again in that first 2 years, because it's good for people to learn from our mistakes. What one thing, Norm, would you say that if you were to go back in time, you absolutely would not do again?
Yeah. The way I kind of think about it is, as soon as you start doing lean, you do start getting gains as you're converting your profits hidden in your waste. And so as you start to get rid of waste, your profit starts going up. And the way I was even just thinking about on the flight here, that there's probably 4 ways that you could spend all that profit. And the most natural way that typical businesses think is they harvest it, they put it in their pocket. The owners pull it out. Finally, I'll get a bigger dividend, a bigger distribution. And that's what we did. We took profit, we harvested too early. And what we should have done is put it back into our staff, put it back into our profit, and put it back into our facilities. Mm-hmm. So you've seen the video of our roof. That's an example of putting it back in. And if we had done that early, instead of harvesting it and replanted that into the people, into the product, and into the business, I think we probably would have 1 or 2 years further down the road. And so it was a short-term win that felt great. Hey, we're getting this return now, but it was short-sighted. I should have been looking further down the road.
Yeah, very good.
I think the biggest mistake we made was not rotating the morning meeting. We didn't do that.
Not rotating the meeting.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest mistakes in the first 2 years.
Yeah.
I think as a result, we got no engagement. So there was probably 4 or 5 of us within the business who were kind of okay or comfortable at doing the morning meeting, and we pretty much stood up and dictated to the rest of the room, and all we got was pushback.
Yeah.
So we didn't understand that. We had no understanding. So once we changed that and started working on coaching people to do the morning meeting, that's when we started to get engagement there.
Yeah. I think this is a good opportunity. If anybody hasn't toured Paul's facility or seen the video that we done on YouTube, it's absolutely unbelievable. Of all the companies, and where's Alison? Alison, how many people have we had through our factory on tours, roughly? Thousands. 2,000 people through our factory. Adman Steel Shades are the best example of coming and seeing what we done and went and applied it. Absolutely the best example. So
I've never stolen as much from anybody. we didn't pay for it though.
much on making improvements rather than improving people. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Simple.
Mhm. Very good. So we're now going to open the floor up to questions. If anybody has any questions that they'd like to ask Norm, Paul, or Pablo. Denise?
Hi, yeah, hi everybody. Just a very quick question. Yeah, we are very early on in our journey. We're just about 8 months in, and we're coming up against a little bit of resistance to the change of implementing lean. And I always think it's really important to look like self-reflection in terms of our own behaviours and why isn't, or what are we doing differently, or what should we, or how should we be behaving. So when we look at behaviours of a lean leader, what do you feel are like the top 3 behaviours that leaders implementing lean should have?
I'll give one. But I think it says it in the book. 2-second lead. You've got to lead by example, and you've got to be doing everything. In our factory, especially in China, it was a big deal when the boss cleans the toilet. In fact, you shouldn't clean the toilet at all. You should absolutely outsource that job in that culture. And so when I cleaned the toilet, that was the Chinese word. Of course, they inconceivable that you would do that. But that really opened the door. When I'm going to do it, then they almost had to. They couldn't really fight it because And I remember Paul, when Paul's cleaning the washroom, it was probably hard for everyone else to go, well, I'm not doing it. So that was one.
Norm, you're writing a book, and the name of it is Inconceivable.
That's a good title.
Okay? I want the book.
You can write the forward.
I think it's probably trying to create a pull system as much as possible and stop trying to. The more you push it on people, it's probably coaching as well, and probably maybe trying to work with the people who are on board, and possibly maybe the people who are not on board, well, they might come on board or either leave one or the other. But I think maybe not to spend too much time focusing on the people who are not on board. Maybe spend time with the people who are.
Yeah, what Norman Paul said is perfect. I just can't add understand people, learn how to read people, because it's not easy for all. Someone get it one way, someone get it other way, and that's a really important part. And sometimes they're not only on the moment, but on the position to understand it. Maybe they have something in their lives, that they are bringing to the work that is disrupting this learning of lean manufacturing. So, real people.
Very good. Brilliant question. Thank you. Denise, another question?
I got a question. Since this is about the getting over the honeymoon phase, can each of you give an example of when you felt like the fire was dying a little bit and what you did to fire it back up?
I think it happens quite regularly. You get a couple of months where things are kind of going quite well, and then just you seem to get a bit of a dip. We put a strong emphasis back on triacing in the last couple of weeks because just things were dipping. We weren't getting a lot of improvement, so we just put a big focus back in on triacing again, and we all made sure to get back out on the floor. And I'm not on the floor every day, so just make more of an effort to get back out. So triacing was
very good.
Yeah, it's the same. It gets hot and then it cools, and it gets hot and it cools. And so what we found is we just keep changing it up. We change our tolerances. If we're doing a gimbal walk, before we're looking at a certain standard, now we go, we tighten up our prescription a little bit. We're looking even deeper and just keep that pressure on. It's just sort of a steady push. We don't want to. We really want to pull people through, but sometimes they do need a hand to keep it going.
Yeah.
What I do is Kaizen event. So you go to any place, even the one that it's the most clean and tidy, and you show that it can be improved, and that fresh up the spirit.
Yeah. Good answer. Very good. Any other questions, anybody? We'll do 2 more, and then I think we're going to finish a bit earlier, Jack. Yeah. Okay. 2 more questions. Do 2 more. Philippe?
Yeah. So when you were saying, Paul, that you will invite companies to come and visit you, I think that many companies don't really understand what we are doing, and they're probably not really interested in the way we approach business and people. So how do you approach companies to come and visit? Where do you find them? So what is the method you use?
We had been seeing matters quite a bit, so we kind of knew it, and then we started to kind of look at the benefits they were getting from other companies coming in. So I would have had a couple of local companies. One company had 200 employees, the other one had maybe 70 employees, and I just asked them to send people to us every week. Send me 4 or 5 people every single week, so we got to practice on them, and then we got them to spread the word, and then we did it for free for a number of years, probably for a full year, and then we introduced a charge. Companies have a habit of just sending you everyone and anyone. So I think Ryan, you said before, people who pay attention. Yeah. So you put a charge on it. We recently upped the charge. We'll probably up it again at some point, but it also forces us to provide something really valuable to those guys as well. So we started off by we picked a couple of companies and said, please send us people every week, and then we started scripting the tour off of that, and then it kind of grows legs and arms after that.
Very good, thank you. One more question just to finish off. Andrew?
Hi, this is Andrew from Juice Energy UK. I just wanted, I've got a question, but first I've got a bit of a compliment to this community. Is that I've only been in Lean just over a year and 2 or 3 months, and pretty much everybody in this room, if we've got a question as newbies to any one of the room, you guys respond so quickly. So I really want to thank Alex, Paul, everyone in the room for that. It's so inspiring to us. But a question to the panel. We're absolutely in the honeymoon period, 100%. And I'm aware that we're riding this great wave. But the things that keep me going every day are the fundamentals of the morning meeting, cleaning the bathrooms, which Richard, I said, to use your phrase, Norm, would never happen. But within 3 months we were cleaning, and the team do that regularly every week now. But that's about it as far as the fundamentals are concerned. I want to know what the next fundamental thing is as a newbie we need to take on board. We're not doing the 3S'ing yet. There's reasons for that we should talk about later. That's next probably, but I want to know what the fundamental things I need to do next that will have the greatest traction for this period of my business.
Make the morning meeting as professional as it can be. Just stopping everything for half an hour or an hour, and everybody should be engaged, and the information and how you show the information, it should be as professional as you can.
I think one of my main actions here is from Jack is to make a daily improvements video. For me to go back and maybe nominate someone within our factory that can do that. I won't get to do that, but just that to make someone responsible for that we're producing a collage maybe of daily improvements on one video. So I think that's.
Yeah, I would have said the videos for sure, morning meeting for sure. 3S time. One of the pillars that we use is just a gimbal walk every day. So there's a different team going to a different area, and they're looking for different things. So it's always changing, but that gimbal walk really, it's uncovering problems that sometimes the workers don't see, and that's fueled things when workers aren't finding problems or when they're struggling to find it. A fresh set of eyes can almost always see more things, so that's really helpful to us.
Brilliant. So on behalf of Pablo, Paul, Norm and myself, we'd like to wish you a long and happy lean marriage. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks so much for sticking around to watch. Please help us by watching this next video.